Hi, everybody. Let's talk all things 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. I think it is season 9, episode 8. May the force be with you. We're going to be talking about Natalie, Gino, Matt, and Jasmine. But there's something I want to start off with before I even get into this review. Matt, in my opinion, is an ageist. And I think it is disgusting that he is allowed to say the discriminatory, in my opinion, things about Gino's age. Unnecessary for him to talk about Gino's age. He is absolutely an ageist. And we don't have any place for that. There is no acceptable reason why this man should be talking and saying that Gino is just about in the grave. Nobody's talking like that. Now, y'all know how old I am and that I am a woman, a mature woman. But for me, I thought it was as low as he could go. Of all the things that are wrong with Gino, to talk about Gino's age, I thought was absolutely appalling, and TLC should have bleeped and cut that out, in my opinion. The term ageism refers to two concepts: a socially constructed way of thinking about older people based on negative attitudes and stereotype about aging, and it's a tendency to structure society based on an assumption that everyone is young, thereby failing to respond appropriately to the real needs of older people. In my opinion, he fits the first. He has prejudice and a negative attitude and stereotypes about Gino and his age. But yet, the woman that you are running behind wants this old man who, according to him, is almost in his grave. Unacceptable. Now, I don't know whether or not anybody has the boldness to say anything about this at the tell all, but this needs to be addressed because in this episode he mentioned it in the other episode about how old Gino was and that he's at death's door. And guess what? Let me tell you something. There are as many young people going out of this world and into the beyond as older people. And a lot of us are living out, we are outliving, you know what? I thought it was wrong. And I wanted to start off and say that. I did not want to go any further without addressing that issue because it utterly disgusted me. Not because I'm old, but because I don't believe that anyone should be saying or doing anything that appears to be discriminatory. And I hope that he is not employing people and not employing them because they are older. Because there is a place in society for everybody, man. Even short men with little. Now, on to the review. So, in this review, we go through the same dumb stuff with Jasmine. Jasmine is basically playing this game of I didn't know. I did not know that Gino is just really bad person, and that he didn't tell Natalie the truth, that he deceived both myself and Natalie. This is a game that Jasmine is playing right now. That I didn't know. Well, you didn't take the time to know. You came in with your partner and attacked a woman in a pool hall at someone else's birthday party. There is no way that I will ever be convinced that they did not know that this was going to happen. Even with the cousin sitting there and saying out of her mouth, telling her that she didn't know. No, it is too late for the she didn't know. It is too late to try to cover it up and make it appear like, oops, this was just an accident on Jasmine's behalf. Jasmine came in with Matt with a box in her hand and immediately began to attack this woman, Natalie. Natalie was absolutely defenseless because the odds and the people in the room, in my opinion, were not with her. Jasmine had the upper hand. She has been with Gino for 5 years. She is, very close with the cousin and his wife. And it was absolutely disgusting. And now you want to backpedal and pop off of it and act as if you did not know that this was happening. And y'all, I'm sorry I don't have the people up on the screen. So now Jasmine looking stupid and looking like the bully I believe that she is, now has to try to cover this up and make it appear that it is something that it was not. You strategically went to that woman. Matt came outside to have a conversation with Gino because he's a fan. That's what I should have put. Matt is a fan. He's a fan of Gino's. At least I got the opportunity to talk to him. I got the opportunity to meet Gino. Because you've been a fan, in my opinion, watching the show. You're not interested in Jasmine. You're interested in hurting Gino. Y'all, that is just a conclusion I have come to. I don't feel like I need to. It's case solved. He's a fan of Gino's. Did y'all see the glee and the happiness on his face when he described meeting Gino for the first time? While Gino is saying that he's basically a dwarf. Gino is regretting what happened and is saying that no one was with Natalie, that his cousin should not have invited her. No, you know the person that Jasmine is. Gino, you've been with her for 5 years. Were we just at the last resort when she was throwing drinks and jumping up in people's faces and all kinds of stuff? Not to say that it wasn't, some of it wasn't deserved, especially with Natalie. But we know who Jasmine is. We know that Jasmine, when Gino was with the guys, that Jasmine broke up the party, throwing drinks around. And like, this is who Jasmine is. She is unpredictable and just has not ran up across the right person yet. Oh, but she stays here long enough, she will. She stays here long enough, she will. Point blank into the period, y'all. But now we see, Jasmine is, Gino is not a good person, and he, he's this, and he made me believe that, there was hope. When? If Gino made Jasmine believe that there was hope in this relationship and hope for reconciliation, I must have missed the episode. Because the only thing that Gino could talk to Jasmine about was why was she still living with Matt? That's what I got. Y'all let me know downtown in the comments section if I missed an episode, because I have been busy, so maybe I missed an episode. But from what I saw, the only thing he wanted to talk about was the fact that she was still living with Matt and why was she still living there and all that. I don't remember Gino ever giving her or saying anything that I would perceive as a wife or a woman whose husband put her out on the street with her clothes in a park in the rain. There was nothing that Gino said to me that would make me believe that he cares about me, because his actions speak much louder, in my opinion, than any words he would say out of his mouth. And anytime you leave me sitting on the ground and I have to get another man to come and get me, we don't have nothing to say. We don't have nothing to say to each other. We just don't. So now we see her and Matt at the gym. Gym emptied in a month. I don't know what time they was filming. And they are having this bogus conversation about Jasmine being with Gino for 5 years and she's so in love with him. And she can't imagine her life without him. She has planned her life out with to live it with Gino forever and ever and ever, ever and ever, ever. There are no plans that she has made for her future that Gino and being married to Gino wasn't in the plan. Girl, what the? She couldn't even get along with Gino when she was doing the pageant. Every night it was an argument. Every time we see her, she was throwing a drink in Gino's face. How in the world do you think that because you are Jasmine, that you can mistreat people and they stay with you for the rest of their lives? No, even people as goofy as Gino gets tired. Just because he's goofy doesn't mean he's not tired, and that eventually this relationship would not work. Anyway, so she's talking all of this stuff, and Matt is talking in the background that basically he wants Jasmine, and so he sits down awkwardly and he says that he didn't want to be the first one to say that he loves her and that he wants to be with her. He is at the age. I know y'all heard Matt say, I am at the age where I want to be in a serious relationship. So now, who's the old man? Who's the old man now? Since you're now at the age where you want to be serious, is that because you are in your twilight hours and that you don't want to spend it alone? If you mess with Jasmine, in my opinion, you're going to be alone for a long time. Because Jasmine, in my opinion, is an opportunist. When we first met Jasmine on the screen years ago, we all knew what it was with Jasmine. Matt is not stupid that he does not understand what this is. This is what this is. Jasmine's the highest bidder, in my humble opinion. And Jasmine is like, I knew he was in love with me. The way that he treated me, the way that he talked to me, the things that he did for me, I knew he was in love with me. But I begged him, I pleaded with him, begged him, please don't fall in love with me. What the? Like what? Like this what we doing? Y'all, this is what we doing. Like this was a telenovela, and I mean a badly scripted, badly acted telenovela. This is where we're going with 90 Day Fiance. She hits Matt with the I don't know what I'm going to do. The music playing in the background. I don't know what I'm going to. Wait a minute. Hold on. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Let me see. Where is that? Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm. I don't know what. Maybe I should go back to Panama. I guess that's what I'll do. I'll pack up all my bags and all my things. I'll go back to Panama. Did he hear me? I'll go back to. Maybe I should go back to Panama. No, Jasmine. I'll take care of this. I'll take care of you, Jasmine. But I didn't want you to fall in love with me. I'm so scared. Matt, this is so scary. That's where we at with this bull. This is where we at with this bull. This was a badly scripted telenovela from Jasmine. She knows exactly. This is a. We gotta understand. Jasmine's an old hoe. She's not new. She's not 18. She's not 25. She's not 30. Jasmine is 40 years old. She know the game. She knows the game and she's playing it. Why would Matt talk about, Gino is walking around with a like are we serious? You joning on Gino's hats and his age, you don't have nothing better? Cause I could give you some things to read Gino on. But this is where he lands with this. And Jasmine is shocked that Matt, who she's been sleeping with for 40 days and 40 nights, is in love with her. I don't think he's even in love with her at all. But anyway, on the other side of town, Gina was going to see Natalie off. Natalie is at the hotel, and she getting a about a Dodge. I respect Natalie. I hit Natalie up in her DMs. Thank you to Nathan Tim too for giving me her Instagram um, page. I hit her up in her Instagram DMs and told her I got mad respect for how she handled this. It is so sad that these innocent people come on this show, in my opinion, and they don't know what they getting into. And I think that Natalie thought it was something else than what it was. That she could really have a relationship with Gino. Gino's an actor. And he's going to continue to get those checks coming on and go on spinoff show after spinoff show. And it don't make a difference, in my opinion, who Gino hurts along the way. Gino has always been one of those guys that wants to have these women. Remember, he was, doing You got to do your homework on these mofos. Just like 90 Day Hunt for Love, they have all these singles out there on an island in Tulum. And they, first of all, many of them have said that they didn't even know what show they were going on. Well, now, let me not say many. Some of them said that they didn't even know what show they were going on. And she didn't have the half of what was going on. So she's at the hotel and she is like, okay, whatever. Gino is like, Jasmine, this is Jasmine's fault. No, Gino, this is your fault. You walked this woman into a landmine, a field full of landmines. And they all had Jasmine's name on them. So she is at the hotel. Gino goes to get a cup of coffee. We see the flowers are still. Hold on, y'all. It is freezing in here. Gino brings her a cup of coffee because he thinks that this is going to, help the conversation. He goes into the hotel room. She's packing. Natalie is like, I just want to get the up out of here. I just want to be done with this. I don't want to be in this anymore. I just want to be done. Like, seriously. She walks up into, a situation. She never even got to meet Gino's family or anything. The odds were against her the moment she made the reservations to fly to Chicago to be with Gino. It was all, the odds were stacked against her. I don't know if anyone boosted Jasmine to do what she did. I just think that she just had a plan. So Gino comes in, he gives her the coffee. She drinks a little sip of it. She like, okay. Well, I mean, basically, I ain't like how everything went down, Gino. I think you a slime bag. I come here and I asked you and I said to you multiple times, make sure that everything is already cut off and already done and that you have communicated that it is over. I told you that over and over and over and over and over again. Gino says, I did tell her. She said no, because they said, even Matt said, that you gave her the impression that there was hope for the relationship. So Gino, don't go there with me. Moreover, not one time did I see Gino trying to defend Natalie while she was there or anything. He was at the opposite end of the pool table. He didn't try to help this woman at all. She was like, I asked you to have this. Well, Matt, he's there with his short self. He's a short guy. And he just needs to, he's sleeping with a married woman and he's doing, and I'm gonna tell him when I see him. She was like, look, I ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't want to be in a relationship with you because I asked you to make sure that there were clear boundaries and you didn't. And so guess what? Because you didn't, I'm out of here. The only thing Gino wanted to talk about was Matt. That Matt is sleeping with his woman. That Matt is a little guy. Gino, grow up. She said, well, I didn't like the way that you did it. He said, well, I didn't feel like I did anything. And, whoop de whoop de whoop. And, your opinion is different from mine. She was like, you know what? Ain't no need of me talking to him anymore. Let me pack my bag up and roll up out of here. So Gino, while she's outside looking, waiting on her ride to come, Gino was sitting in the lobby and can't understand how this has happened. Y'all, how did this happen? How did this happen? This happened because this is what Gino wanted. I think he wanted to throw someone in Jasmine's face. Y'all, seriously. I think that Gino wanted to throw someone in Jasmine's face to say that two can play this game. I don't believe that Gino ever liked Natalie. He says that there was a connection between him and Natalie, and everything was going on when he didn't even want to he didn't even want to sleep with her. We never really even saw Gino affectionate with her. We didn't really see Gino except for the first time she met. That was enough for him to lock her in. But when she came to visit him, there was no affection and no connection. Gino sat in a bathtub with this woman who was, gotta have a little bathing suit and stuff on, and didn't even want to touch her because he said he was thinking about Jasmine, and he's still a married man. Gino, go to hell. He was playing games from a very giddy eye. He just wanted some get back at Jasmine. He wanted Jasmine to move out so that Gino can feel like a big guy. And Natalie said, I'm out. She didn't need him to walk her out, talk her out. She threw her stuff in the back of the Uber and hopped in there in that Uber and was Audi 5,000. Matter of fact, she called herself an XL because she was done. I applaud her because this is absolutely how we should have ended. Except for I wish she had just walked up and just kind of tapped him, just a little love tap would have did me real good. I would have enjoyed it. Sure would have. These two men are now in a tug of war over a woman, in my opinion, who is not worth it. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not about her, it's about them. Because what men love is a good competition. And they are basically competing with each other. Neither one of them want Jasmine. Matt sat on the television in a tell all, I believe it was, and said he didn't even want Jasmine. Now, maybe I was looking at the wrong tell-all. Maybe I made this up while my eyelids was closed. But mm-mm, nah, I ain't got this to do. Anyway, that is the end of this review. I'm going to be coming back out. Give me about 5-10 minutes, and we'll be back out to talk about the rest of the couples of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, season 9, episode 8. Bye, y'all.